and let's play the bass. Student speaker, please play the bass. Let us have the national anthem. Let us have the national anthem. Thank you so much. We can take our seats. Ladies and gentlemen, let us take our seats. Our guest of honor, sir, the Honorable Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baliomunsi, the PS, Minister of ICT and National Guidance, the Executive Director, Uganda Communications Commission, our dear Chairperson for Council, the Principal and Management, staff members, our dear guest speaker, our dear parents, our dear graduates, representatives of different societies, ladies and gentlemen, let me take this chance and honor to welcome you to this congregation. Guests of honor, with a lot of humility and honor, we welcome you to the 14th congregation of Uganda Institute of Information and Communication Technology, where yet again we are witnessing our graduates unlocking another milestone. Thank you so much for accepting our invite. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, allow me invite the guest of honor to come and constitute this congregation. Thank you so much.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I constitute this gathering into the 14th congregation of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Another round of applause. Thank you so much, guest of honor, for constituting this gathering. Thank you so much. Another round of applause for the minister. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, after constituting this congregation, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to invite the principal, Dr. Frederick Togo, to come and address the congregation. Doctor, you're welcome.
The Honorable Minister of ICT and National Guidance,
Okay, thank you for the quick reminder, team. Before we proceed, let me invite Father Damba. Before the principal addresses us, let me invite Father Damba to come and address congregation.
Thank you, MC. Right Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, let's humble ourselves for a moment with the Lord to bless our day and our lives. I invite us all to pause for this brief moment of silence as students to recall all who have been there for us, that have enabled us to come to this point in our lives. Parents, guardians, professors, strangers of good heart, to entrust our past, our present, and our future to the Lord. Dear loving God, we thank you for the completion of this academic year. Bless and guide today's graduates as they reach this end and as they chart new beginnings. May what they have learned by being here allow them to truly be men and women of integrity. Help them to use all that they have learned here to make the world a better place, to serve others in true solidarity and kinship, and to seek ways to help the marginalized and those who are suffering, and to always seek the greater good for all. We may all respond, Amen.
Thank you so much, Father Damba. Thank you so much for that prayer. We can now say that we are in the safe hands of God. Thank you so much for reminding me, team. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let me invite the principal, UICT. Doctor, you are now welcome to address the congregation.
The Honorable Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Bariomunsi, Ministers of State for ICT and National Guidance, the Permanent Secretary Minister of ICT and National Guidance, the Executive Director of UCC, Commission of Higher Education, Minister of Education and Sports, the Chairperson of UICT Governing Council, the members of the UICT Governing Council, the Academic Board, the Executive Director of NITA-U, Executive Director of National Council of Higher Education, heads of other tertiary institutions, management and staff of UICT, the parents, sponsors, and guardians of the graduates, our esteemed graduates, students of UICT and alumni, the media fraternity, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. The Honorable Minister of ICT and National Guidance, our guest of honor, our esteemed guests, parents, guardians, staff and students, and graduates, I take this opportunity to welcome you to the Uganda Institute of ICT, and in particular to this 14th graduation ceremony, the first blended mode ceremony in the history of the Institute. This has been occasioned by challenges of COVID-19 pandemic. I wish to assure the graduates out there, parents and guardians who are following us on TV and via other social media platforms that everything possible has been done to ensure that our graduates get a memorable experience of this special day in their lives. This arrangement has been made in order to ensure the safety of all graduates and visitors. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome you to this very unusual event. Honorable guest of honor and members, as you may all be aware, the establishment of the Institute goes back way in 2000 when Uganda Communications Commission set up this as a successor institute of the Uganda Post and Telecommunications Training School. Subsequently, the Uganda Universities and Other Tertiary Institutions Act was established, UICT, under statutory instrument 79 in October 2005, and was issued to the then Ministry of Education, Science, Technology and Sports. UICT thereafter became a public tertiary institution under the Ministry of Education and Sports, subject to the Universities and Other Tertiary Institutions Act of 2001 as amended. But following a cabinet decision, the management of UICT was transferred to the Ministry of ICT in November 2007. Subsequently, the Uganda Communications Act of 2013 mandated Uganda Communications Commission to operate and manage the institute. That's a brief history of our institute. We go on to gratitude. We're forever grateful to the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Uganda Communications Commission, Governing Council, the Academic Board, for their leadership, strategic direction, financial and moral support. We also acknowledge the support of Ministries of Education, Finance, Planning and Economic Development, the Parliament of Uganda, the community, and all our partners. My colleagues, the management team, teaching and non-teaching staff, we are grateful for your commitment, resilience and zeal that has contributed to robust transformation so far of the Institute and in managing the affairs of the Institute, especially in this period of the pandemic-19 virus situation. This indeed has been a test of your ability to support continuity efforts and innovativeness to continue fulfilling your duties and responsibilities even in a rather unfamiliar and hostile environment. I challenge my team to be more vigilant and ambitious to be able to survive the ensuing stiff competition that is out there. We should target innovation, industrial-related staff development, and more importantly, keeping pace with the current trends of technology that are out there. Back to this graduation ceremony, honorable guests of honor and members, as you all know, the graduation ceremony is a very important event in the UICT calendar. It also opens the door for the graduates to the numerous opportunities that they should take advantage of. Today we are graduating a total of 388 students for diploma and certificate programs in the departments of ICT and engineering and management. I'm happy to note, honorable guest of honor, that we had males and females. The distribution was 62% for male and 38% female. Of these graduates, today a total of 14 students scored with distinctions. We congratulate them upon this exceptional performance, and we say that you make us proud. Honorable guest of honor and the guests, the vision of UICT is a world-class center of excellence in ICT skills-based training, research and innovation. UICT is focusing on the following interventions. Guest of honor, we want institutional excellence. We want human capital development and capacity building. We want to manage our financial resources and have sustainability. We are focusing on applied research and innovation to solve societal, government, and other related challenges and problems. We want to be innovative in our teaching, our learning, and graduate excellence, such that we have a transformative type of training that is learner-centric, experiential, research-informed, competency-based, and digitally enriched and entrepreneurial. We want to focus on ICT business and consulting to be an outstanding institution to create business value through knowledge creation and delivery of knowledge products and services. Engagement and collaboration is another area. We know and we trust and we believe in stakeholder and partnership engagement. So that's our focus area. Having said that, guest of honor and our guests, UICT has achieved in the past year the following. We have managed to deliver short courses in ICT and management and also have professional certifications. These are really focused at churning out graduates who are ready for the job market, who can create jobs and are able to contribute to Uganda becoming a knowledge society and also to the revenue of the country. In that vein, we have trained 5,119 participants in digital literacy in 95 districts and using electronic learning We have also trained 1,292 professionals in the Workforce Recovery Initiative. This was an initiative we conducted jointly with an organization called Coursera, where we are providing skills after the pandemic to ensure that the citizenry get back into employment. Honorable Guest of Honor, we have had admissions of students, 389 registered for semester 2, the cohort of 2018-19 examination. We have reviewed our curriculum and we are developing further programs. Honorable Minister and Guest of Honor, we are introducing some new programs like Diploma in Computer Science, which was formerly Information Technology Science, because this is the trending thing that we have out there that can create jobs for students. We're introducing software engineering as a diploma, and we're also having a diploma in IT and information systems and a diploma in data science, management and analytics, to ensure that we churn out graduates who can use the massive data that we hold in the country to make analytics and also inform policy making and decision making. We're also introducing new courses in collaboration with international partners like AFLATI, like Coursera, Johannesburg Center of Software Engineering, that's at Watts University. And here we are going to develop courses in areas like business process outsourcing, which is a focus area for the country to create jobs. We also have ICT and Fourth Industrial Revolution for the primary growth sectors like agriculture, health, and industrialization. We have integrated ICT into our business processes. We have implemented an academic information management system and had 5 modules. We developed an e-campus system to deliver online and distance learning. And we also have a locally developed solution called COCUS, which is a virtual classroom and meeting system, which we have integrated into our learning management system to be able to give the students and lecturers and other users seamless, great user experience. We have had infrastructure upgrades, had 5 specialized labs. We have had the office block and administration blocks refurbished, and the hostel block and other areas. And we thank your ministry, Honorable Guest of Honor, as well as Uganda Communications Commission, for all the support we have been given. Student Guild and Leadership, I would like to commend the Students Guild government for always exhibiting mature and exemplary leadership and working in harmony with management. Honorable Guest of Honor, Guild elections were conducted in Feb 2021, and there is now new student leadership. The new president is His Excellency Aine Edgar, Vice President is His Excellency Butanga Robert, and the Guild Speaker, Honorable Opolot Claire Sandra. Honorable Guest of Honor, in an attempt to expand our partnerships and network, we have entered into several partnerships, including but not limited to your ministry, Honorable Guest of Honor, to manage this innovation hub which we are actually residing in. We have also had a partnership with the Uganda Communications Commission to train digital literacy skills across the country. And this I talked about, Guest of Honor, where we have trained 5,000. The aim is to multiply this and train another 10,000 to make it 15, and then move on to have a multiplier effect of those we train, they train others. So eventually we shall have the whole country equipped with digital skills. We have entered into partnership with Watts University, that's Johannesburg Center of Software Engineering, Information Systems and Audit Control, that's ISACA, Advanced Level Telecommunications Institute, APLATI, Global ICT Training and Certification, Teach Somebody, Reskilling, Information Systems Audit and Control, then Rosetech Empowering Consulting. Honorable Guest of Honor, we have entered into these partnerships to be able to have training and also consulting services in fourth industrial revolution, emerging technologies, and other trending ICT skills and capabilities. And we are starting, and Honorable Chair, we shall launch a Chief Information Officer training this month, where we are going to train Chief Information Officers, that is the heads of ICT in government, in managing the ICT function very well in government. Your ministry, Guest of Honor, has chosen some ministries to participate in this training. At an opportune moment, we shall brief you further on this, Honorable Minister. Guest of Honor, we also have some challenges. I want to bring to your attention the following challenges. The first is COVID-19 lockdown has affected admission and registration of students. Although UICT embarked on open distance and e-learning, some students are not able to access learning due to various reasons, such as lack of devices, internet connectivity, and data. Our appeal, Guest of Honor, is we pray that your ministry and that of Education and Sports develops and implements a strategy for laptop scheme and provision of free or subsidized data for students and lecturers nationally. The second challenge is access to laboratory practice, practicum, internship, industrial training, and ICT projects and examinations in the event of social distancing and when students are not at school physically. Guest of Honor, we pray that your ministry and that of Education and Sports develop and implement a strategy for virtual laboratories, virtual internship schemes, and infrastructure for virtual examinations to enable all this being done virtually. This will help the country to improve in terms of being able to safely and securely conduct these online. Guest of Honor, I'm sorry I always re-echo this, but government does not provide funding for sponsorship for students through the Joint Admission Board. I would want to thank your ministry for the support so far we have got, because we have been enlisted on the JAB program. Now we are remaining getting the funds from the Ministry of Finance. We appeal that you put in your unrelenting follow-up so that we have this executed by the Ministry of Finance to provide a supplementary budget, but also continuous funding for the JAB. We also have a challenge of insufficient funding to execute our strategy. We also lobby for you to have a wage bill of our staff taken on by government, because currently we pay the wage bill of the grant as well as the tuition that we collect. In conclusion, I conclude by reiterating our appreciation to all those who have contributed to making this day what it is. To you, the Guest of Honor, for accepting to preside over this function, over your busy schedule. The PS Minister of ICT, National Guidance for Technical Guidance, the ED, UCC, for your unrelenting support, and the Governing Council, Academic Board, for selfless service to the Institute, to my colleagues, management and staff, for their commitment and dedication to service of the Institute. I owe you together, we can achieve more. A final word to the graduates. Our dear graduates, I congratulate all of you and your parents, guardians and sponsors upon this honorable achievement. The time and resources you have invested have paid off, and that is the cause of our celebration today. Allow me to specifically thank our dear parents, guardians and sponsors who have selflessly financed your studies up to this level. They have sacrificed a lot to give you a good future and deserve to be appreciated. Please join me in expressing our gratitude for their enormous sacrifices. Graduates, today I'm gratified that we have empowered you to be the doers, not the leaders immediately, but the doers. You have been commissioned to be graduates with a difference. Please endeavor to contribute to the knowledge society and economy. We shall remember you as alumni of UICT, and your success in your respective careers shall make us ever proud. You are going out to the world, which expects a lot from you. You will face challenges, definitely, including those brought by immediately COVID-19, but be faithful to your cause. We have trained you to be critical thinkers, ready to face the job market, but also be resilient entrepreneurs. Go out and create the jobs that the country is yearning for. Love and respect your parents, elders, and fear God, so that doors will be opened for you. God bless you all. I thank you in the pursuit of excellence. Yeah, thank you very much, MC. Honorable Minister and guest of honor, and our guests, today's graduation theme is UICT support towards national digital transformation journey. This is a very, very focused theme. What does it mean? That UICT is committed to supporting the digital transformation journey. This is enshrined in our National Development Plan 3, and specifically the Digital Transformation Program, but also the Human Capital Management and Development Program of the National Development Plan 3. We as UICT have been challenged to ensure that we improve the human capital in the country in the utilization of ICTs. And that's why you see we have gone to the extent of training 5,000 people in it was less than a year. So we are going to improve that. But also, we need to contribute to the digital transformation journey by automating our business functions. What we have done here is to automate the learning and teaching, and also having virtual classrooms, but also other processes like the financial management. We are a pilot institution for the e-procurement, the electronic procurement system in the country, to ensure that we improve our processes internally. We are also managing this National ICT Innovation Hub to support the research, innovation and entrepreneurship journey of the country, to churn out innovators who can solve societal problems, who can export ICT in other countries and bring in revenue, who can ensure that business functions are automated locally instead of buying solutions from expensive solutions from already advanced countries. So we are committed to that support towards the national digital transformation journey. Honorable Minister and guest of honor, we are committed to continue supporting the digital transformation journey. With that having been said, I wish to thank you once again. It's now my honor and privilege to invite the guest speaker to address this congregation. I thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Principal, and I appreciate the honor to be here. The guest of honor, Honorable Minister of ICT and National Guidance, the representative of the PS, the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, the representative of the ED Uganda Communications Commission, the Chair, Governing Council, Engineer Edward Musisi, members of the Governing Council who are here, and chairs of the Governing Council committees, the Principal, Deputy Principal, the Institute Secretary, and UICT Management. Dear graduating class, parents, relatives, and friends, academic staff and support staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning again. I want to wish you and welcome all of you and congratulate all the graduates who have successfully met the requirements for the award of diplomas or certificates at the 14th UICT graduation ceremony. Wherever you are, graduates, I want you to say this to yourself. Oh, I have finally made it. Thank you, God, because everything comes from God, not from anybody else. God created and charted a path for you, and you have executed that purpose and plan. Thank your parents who have nurtured you and made you who you are. Thank your guardians and friends. Friends are always important strangers God puts on your way. Thank your community, because you cannot do it alone. Somebody in the community could have reminded you of the time to go to school, to behave yourself and have discipline. It could be your church. Thank your teachers. You know, we forget that teachers are very critical. This is a worthwhile milestone.
Your journey into the world of work has started. You have to appreciate this incredible opportunity to begin your career and meet your purpose of life. Before I go any further, I would like to introduce myself. Some of you know me, some don't. My name is Professor Tono Yana, the principal of the College of Computing and Information Sciences at Makerere University. I'm also chair at UICT Planning and Development Committee. I'm also a member of the Governing Council. It is a great pleasure to be part of this graduation ceremony. I thank the chair, Governing Council, and the principal for this opportunity to give a commencement speech at the 14th UICT graduation ceremony. My commencement speech, as I was preparing, I asked myself, what should I speak to? I decided to center my speech around 3 themes. The first theme that should make everybody happy regards the critical terminal points and what this means. What are your terminal points? The second one is regarding today's theme. What is UICT's support towards the national digital transformation journey? Transformation is almost similar to that word metamorphosis. If you have followed the insects, it means that the change must be obvious. If you are training people, we want a critical mass, like to be in the economy, and we want things to be transformed so that we see a real what? Change. Thirdly, how do you make sense of life? You know, sometimes there's a lot of noise around you. And most young people, some of the challenges they have is how to live a rewarding and meaningful life. You know that meaningful life is very important. Most times people continue to have challenges psychologically. There is an increase in mental health because we have not led a rewarding and meaningful life. So I'll start from my first theme, critical terminal points and what this means. It all starts from somewhere. You must start your journey from a point. It could be A going to B. Let us understand a little bit the meaning of a terminal point. If you look at that word, concept, terminal point, it's supposed to be a final destination of a bus or a train journey, terminal. Okay? In mathematics, it is determined by an angle, okay? Terminal. The latest limiting point, if you want to be more technical. Simply put, the point something ends, okay? The point something what? Ends. To move on to the next point. In life, it all starts when your parents drop you at a strange place called a nursery school, for some of us who have gone through nursery. It is baptism by fire with the intent to nurture you further, because your parents can only do so much. They hand you over to another group to nurture you. Now, from the love, kindness, and the warmth and assured protection of your parents, they drop you in a place where you spend 2 years to 3 years, depending on which nursery school you're going to. Okay? And this is a primitive instinct of animals. Actually, if you look at birds, they kick out the baby out of the nest and it drops. Okay? So it is a common thing among animals. And we are part of that animal kingdom. Your exposure to life outside of the safe hands is transferred to teachers, transferred to new parents, and starts. This is a remarkable, profound new experience. Many times, you look at your parent, whoever is dropping you, with anger, sometimes with a loud cry. If you ever had your first day at school, you'll think, who are these people neglecting me? Okay? However, soon, this new experience yields some amazing activities. For example, you're able to engage in a lot of play, which is very good for a child when they are growing up. You begin to learn some concepts. You interact with other children. Your naivety does not break when you're at home. It breaks when you're dropped at the nursery. Because you're naive, you thought everything was fine. Innocence begins to blow up. You meet all manner of children, some very naughty, some cool ones, extra. You start to fend for yourself because the naughty kids will not allow you in peace. Okay? So you begin to fend for yourself. If you're bad, you begin to look for food. You hide away from enemies. Your life story is being written and slowly unfolding before your face. Initiation begins. Your big dreams that you had are formulated and structured because you have to structure. The reason we go to school is to structure our thoughts. Imagination is at its highest. You begin to say things like, when I grow up, I want to be like my dad. I want to be like my mom. The first terminal point is completed. Then you graduate to start primary school. You have better progression towards structure, towards knowledge, towards skills. You begin to get some clarity. Okay? Your child development normally ends at the age of 7. You have completed that development that is necessary. It is done and done. But there is an increase, if you have been around children, in the why questions. They ask a lot of why what? Questions. What questions? How questions? Where questions? Who questions? And when questions? Some of this curiosity leads teachers or your parents to label you as stubborn, lugezgezi. Others assure you because you are challenging them. Children normally challenge you as a parent. You could even find them say, Daddy and Mommy, today you are not sitting together. They are challenging you, okay? So some people misconstruct the curiosity of children. They actually begin to destroy their self-esteem. The best gift you can have in life is your self-esteem. If people begin to diminish it, you're in trouble. You have low self-esteem. Okay? High self-esteem gives you confidence in life and imagination. So again, your primary school is done. The second terminal is completed. You're on the move from primary 7 to the so-called secondary school. There is a profound transition from a child to a teenager. Okay? Teenagers actually normally think they are smarter than the parents. They climb through the window and go and do the activities at night. You, the parent, you're supposed to be stupid. Okay? That's a terminal point too. You experience changes in your body physically. Some of this is driven by biology, it is driven mentally. Okay? That's why you have to handle teenagers carefully through mentoring and nurturing. Okay? You have a better understanding of the world to some extent. You see how systems work. There's a lot of discovery going on. And most likely these days, you're a very active member of the social media. You take your pictures in the morning and post them on social media platform. Fast forward. O-level and A-level are the third and fourth terminal points, respectively, moving on to higher education. And I want to focus there. Your fifth terminal point that you're in now gives you an honor of about 18 to 19 years of schooling. If you have parents who are looking forward to your salary, they say, but what are you doing at that institute? Okay, why don't you find a job? Okay, you wear that 18 to 19 years as a badge of honor. You are semi-independent. You feel like a little bit accomplished like some of you do feel. You are seeing clarity and you are visualizing your path in life. You are better at setting goals and achieving these goals. But you have new expectations. Some of those expectations are social, finding a wife, getting married, okay? Sometimes you're in a state of anxiety. Anxiety is also part of our life, okay? Sometimes spiritually we say if you accept God, the less what? Anxious you are. Happiness or sadness. The common phrases at that age, life is tough. Other phrases, growing up is tough. Your peers are beginning to pressurize you. Oh, you don't have a girlfriend. Are you going to live alone the whole of your life? There's uncertainty and responsibilities begin to kick in at that period. Family pressure, like I mentioned earlier. Your parents are saying, when are you bringing some money home? There's work pressure. There's self-doubt. But you try very hard to balance all these competing needs if you want to be successful. Now, having covered that theme, I want now to move to the second theme of my speech regarding UICT's support towards the national digital transformation journey. I will start with the graduates. This institution has given you all you need for an education to start your life. This will help you to pursue your dreams in the marketplace. Okay? You know, in the marketplace, if I'm to give a small example, you go to the market and you find 10 women selling tomatoes. But there's always one who succeeds in selling more tomatoes than the other. There's a skill in that. So the marketplace requires competition, requires that when you are showcasing your skills you have gained here, you are able to stand out. The woman you buy tomatoes from in the market, out of 10, maybe their tomatoes stand out. You look at them and you want to go and grab them. Maybe their pricing is very good. So what do you have to stand out after your diploma or certificate? Okay? So I ask you to share your experience, because the only way you have seen enrollment go down because of COVID. Now you are the moving advert for UICT. Tell friends, tell whoever you meet, tell them your story, that I really had a nice time at UICT. I gained skills, I gained knowledge. Okay, so that you're able to uplift the place that has given you a lot. The institution's vision is to build itself into an extraordinary opportunity destination for ICT middle-level talent. You see, the university where I come from covers the higher level. Then, those who gamble their life, they are the lower level. But in between there's a gap. And this institute's mission is to train those in that middle what? Middle level. Middle level people are gain employment because, one, they are technicians and they support the higher level people, okay? As a professor, I work with the graduate assistant, I work with the teaching assistant, I work with graduate students. They support me. Their success is also my what? My success. So I want you to talk about this destination choice of UICT. It has trained you, it has mentored you to fit in a knowledge-based what? Economy. To be clear, I looked at the data actually from 2002 when I was preparing this speech. The three flagship courses that have kept UC moving are a diploma in telecommunications engineering, a diploma in information technology business, and a diploma in business administration. That looks like the niche for UICT, okay? As the principal mentioned, there are 8 existing diplomas. There's a new plan to introduce 7 programs. I'm now selling UICT to you. And there are 18 short ICT courses. If you want to brush up and quickly relearn and learn, you can come back to do those courses because they help improve your digital skills and equip you with relevant workforce, practical, hands-on, ICT knowledge and skills for a knowledge-based what? Economy. Some of the things they're introducing are artificial intelligence, which is very important these days. This innovation hub can also nurture and build you into an entrepreneur. And the Institute is well equipped and well positioned through its new strategic plan, the recent human resource study to strengthen the talent base, the Business Development Center to strengthen business opportunities, as well as operations. And of course, this hub here is to help promote big ideas and grow innovations that are useful for this country. There's a word that Indians use, a unicorn. I hope that this hub can grow a unicorn. A unicorn is like Microsoft, Facebook, somebody who stands out, pays taxes, a very big industry. So I hope that principal, 10 years or 20 years from now, we should have a unicorn coming from this area, okay? That we say that was nurtured by UICT. So I want to move to my final part of the speech. How do we make sense of life as well as live a rewarding, meaningful life? Upon graduation, reality awaits you. So the big question is, when does life begin? You know, this is an ideological question. Okay? If you are pro-life, this is when you're conceived. Once you're conceived, then life has what? Started. Okay? Or when you are born. Or when you reach a terminal point. Or when you get a diploma, because that's a terminal point. Or when you land your first job. Sometimes when you find your better half. Okay? It all depends on the situation and context. When does the world offer you? Because sometimes you have a dream and you fail. When does the world, the journey that you are taking, offer you a chance, a second chance, where you can reset your life? Okay? Maybe after divorce, you can reset your life. After your first job, you can reset your life. Graduates, small things matter. Sometimes you're looking for the bigger things and we miss the small what? Things. Okay? The sum of the parts makes the whole. So those small things matter. One step at a time. Don't be overambitious. Okay? Use your social skills to build your network capital. Find something meaningful to engage in. Don't sit and wallow. You know, there are no jobs. I read the new vision, there are only 10 jobs today. I read the monitor, there were just 10. They are all taken. Yes, the world is tough, and sometimes you feel like there's a barrier that has been put between you and that opportunity. But that's life. Okay? So I ask you to find your purpose instead of sleeping very early in the morning or being on WhatsApp 24/7. That will not build you. As you further grow, key questions remain, even in adults. Doubt is part of our life. We always have doubt. It is perfectly okay to ask a valid question. What is ultimate success? Even adults struggle with that question. The guy has $1 billion on his account. You say that is success. So what is ultimate success? When do you get to say that I am successful? Is it when you have gotten a PhD? In my view, if you want to have a meaningful life, is a level of satisfaction. At some point you must say, I am satisfied with what I am doing. If you are never, you can even marry 10 women and you find you're not satisfied. When you are peaceful, okay? When you realize life is simple. Life is simple, don't make it so complicated. It's not that huge, unsolvable puzzle that you keep doing and you don't get the answer. Define and meet your expectations. If you have expectations in life and you meet them, be happy. Graduates, I encourage you all to be self-driven. These days, self-driven is a very important word. Purposeful, intentional. Some of those who do Olympics start when they are still young. They are intentional that I want to be in the Olympics. I want to go to Makerere. They are very intentional. I want to be the president of Uganda. Actually, His Excellency was very intentional from his childhood. He wanted to be president and he became what? President. Remember, no one is born by walking straight into it, but we all grow in it. I further encourage graduates to continuously enhance your ability to adapt to a changing ICT environment. This industry is constantly evolving and requires you to learn, relearn, reskill in the state of art, as well as acquire new skills relevant to the marketplace. To survive and to be competitive, you should understand the needs of the local market. How do you stand up? Understand the needs of what? The local market. Understand the needs of Uganda. Okay? And actively participate in creating solutions. Graduates, you remain relevant and gain further confidence in your competencies. This will enable you further excel in your careers and you'll have a meaningful and rewarding life experience. Just to let you know, these days, we work in a diverse community. You will not only work, I'm a Japadola, I will not only work with Japadolas if I want to grow. I have to work with the Msoga, I have to work with the Muganda, I have to work with an Indian, I have to work with another white man. Multicultural, multi-generational. You could have people now live longer, and some of them retire at 80 years or even further. So you have multi-generational environment, business environment, okay? And because of COVID, you may also work remotely. So learn how to work and motivate yourself remotely or physically. I want to conclude my commencement speech by uttering the following. Some guidance to our successful graduates. First of all, I congratulate you on reaching this terminal point. You have reached your destination. And normally, the bus driver or somebody will announce that get out of the bus, you have reached your what? Destination. As you open a new chapter in your life, please remember two important things. Number one, be a productive citizen. Some people are not productive citizens. They are just plain lazy. Contribute to the economy so that everybody gains and participates in that economy. Secondly, the most important thing is not yourself, is serving others. Help those who helped you as you're on your journey. I can testify to this. You will never reach your full potential unless you learn how to serve others. Okay? Enjoy your life's journey, write your own story. Let life be bountiful, rewarding, and meaningful. Congratulations again. I wish you success and let you thrive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Another round of applause for Prof. Given that time is not on our side, let me invite the Chair, Governing Council, to come and address the congregation.
Thank you very much, MC. Thank you very much, Professor Oyana, who is a member of the council that I'm currently heading. The Honorable Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Honorable Dr. Chris Bariomonsi, Ministers of State, the Permanent Secretary, ICT and National Guidance, the Executive Director of Uganda Communications Commission, members of the council that I am leading, the UICT Governing Council, principal, management and staff of UICT, the parents, sponsors and guardians of our graduates, both of those who are here and those who are viewing us online. I hope you are able to hear us and see us, although we cannot see you, which is a pity. Our esteemed graduates, students of UICT, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. Honorable Minister, I had the pleasure of being present yesterday at a function that you are presiding over, and I know that your coming here today is miraculous, and I would like to therefore save you a lot of time by going into details what I would wanted to say today, but I believe that a lot of it will be communicated to you formally through the principal. On behalf of the Governing Council and on my own behalf, I take this opportunity to welcome you to the Uganda Institute of Information and Communication Technology, and in particular to this particular graduation ceremony. Honorable Minister, allow me on behalf of the Governing Council to express our gratitude to you and the Ministry for entrusting us with the role of managing this UICT National Innovation Hub in which we are conducting this function. I would like to register my gratitude to the Executive Director of UCC and to her team for the following: that they give us rental waiver for the facilities that we are occupying, that they give us a non-conditional grant of 1.5 billion shillings annually, that they have refurbished our specialized laboratories, they have renovated the dining hall and turned it into a training center. They have cut out a facelift of the entire buildings and a new gate and do provide funds for routine maintenance. And they are funding the initial implementation of our 10-year master plan for turning UICT into a center of excellence. This year, 2021, continues to be a challenge, with education institutions still suffering the larger part of COVID-19 pandemic. However, it has also been a time when the strength of our institution has been tested. The resilience of this institute has demonstrated that it can stand the test of time. Briefly about our strategic direction. Guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen, this institute is the only UICT specialized public tertiary institute in the country. It's guided by a strategy, a 5-year strategic plan, the second strategic plan of the institute, running from 2021/22 to 2024/25, and a 10-year master plan ending in 2025, with the overall goal of transforming us into a center of excellence in ICT-based skills training, research, innovation, pre-incubation, startups and partnerships and collaborations. The new plan, strategic plan, is in its final stages of completion, and it will guide the strategic direction of the institute up to 2025. The institute in July 2021 commenced on a human resource study. This study will also be concluded in October next month, and it is our prayer that the Ministry and UCC will support the implementation of both the strategic plan and the HR study recommendations. UICT under National Development Plan 3 Digital Transformation Program, which is so ably clarified to us yesterday, contributes to the key digital transformation program interventions in areas that include capacity building for teachers to incorporate ICT in pedagogy, development and implementation of a comprehensive ICT research and innovation ecosystem framework, developing ICT training curricula at all levels education system in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Sports, development of a well-grounded ICT professional workforce, both in public and private sector, and transformation of this institute into a center of excellence. In addition to the above, your ministry, your guest of honor, in a bid to create an enabling environment for research and innovation, established the National Innovation Hub at this institute, and we are right now in this innovation hub. I believe that this institute will play a vital role in the management and utilization of the hub to further the national agenda of research, innovation, and pre-incubation. And as Governing Council, we are fully behind you in this undertaking. Briefly about our strategies, the key ones. Honourable Minister, despite all the above strides, allow me to bring to your attention some looming challenges in our strategies. We are about to complete this 5-year strategic plan, round 2, but the implementation of this plan requires a total of 64 billion shillings to transform the institute into a center of excellence. This is on average 13 billion annually, and we are looking up to you, Honourable Minister, to help us provide some of these funds, as we also look for funds through the sources that we have been using ever since we were established. Government-sponsored students through the Joint Admission Board, we are required to support them through the Joint Admission Board. The Ministry of Education is working together with the principal to ensure that this is carried out, and we would like to enlist your support as we go about implementing this. Thirdly, UICT meets its staff payroll obligations, unlike all other government institutions. Therefore, management is struggling to raise funds to run its payroll, which is estimated at 1.9 billion shillings a year. Last 2 points. We have an inadequate human resource to support the Center of Excellence, but as I said, we are doing a nature study that will inform recruitment and restructuring of the resources that we have, the human resources that we have. We have a low student enrollment due to COVID, but we are not only looking at the numbers, we are also looking at the quality, so we know that our quality is forever increasing. The number of students may not be increasing the same level we like, but the quality is increasing. Honourable Minister, on behalf of the Governing Council, which I will take the pleasure to recognize, and I will request them to please stand up for recognition. I humbly, the members of Governing Council, please, I humbly seek your support to resolve the above long-standing issues that have disadvantaged and put the Institute in a precarious situation as below. 1, to finalize the process of ICT direct government subvention to enable admission of government-sponsored students through the Joint Admission Board. I've already said that, so this is for emphasis. And 2, to solicit for government support to meet the payroll of the management staff and lecturers to the tune of 1.9 billion per year. This occasion is mainly for graduates, and I would like to spend a minute or so addressing the graduates. I congratulate you, the graduates, upon your great milestone in this new normal of COVID-19. I encourage you to aim even higher, but remember it's your personal attributes of hard work, integrity, honesty, reliability, interpersonal relations that will bring some of you your dreams to come true. I implore graduates to be disciplined, innovative, more competent to catch up with the current global trends. I wish you victory at all costs in the future that's before you. What is going to make you different from others is your ability to adopt positive living, creativity, and innovation. In conclusion, Honourable Minister, I conclude by reiterating my appreciation to all those who have contributed to making this day a success. To you, guest of honor, for accepting to preside over this, in spite of all the things that I know are keeping you busy. To the Uganda Communications Commission for their continued support. The Governing Council and academic board members for their selfless service. To the principal, management, and staff for their commitment and dedication to the service of the Institute. And to the students and the parents for the good discipline of the students and their tireless efforts. I thank the parents, graduates, sponsors of the graduating students for the toil and self-denial for the benefit of education and for the students. Investing in education may not be of immediate results in terms of benefits, but when the benefits come, they reign in abundance. Honourable Minister, yesterday you were challenged to ask by members of the retreat why are boards in place, and you ably defended us as board members. our role in institutions of the nature of UICT is oversight, it is strategic direction, and I would like to thank you for making my day yesterday when you emphasized that you recruit us to be an overseer of these institutions, and I would like to assure you that in UICT we have made some very big progress. In fact, we have made two firsts. We're the first, to my record, in your ministry to have a governance charter. And we are going to be the first to evaluate ourselves come next month. With those remarks, Mr. Minister, I would like to thank you and I salute all of you in search of excellency. I submit. It's now my pleasure, Honorable Minister, to invite the Executive Director of UCC, represented by none other than Madame Wegoye, to come and address the congregation. Thank you.
Our guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of ICT and National Guidance, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, the Chairperson, members of the Governing Council of UICT, the Principal, members of management and staff of UICT, distinguished delegates, our graduates today, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press who are making this possible. It is my great honor and pleasure to join the UICT community and the ICT sector in celebrating the 14th graduation, which marks another step forward in the digital transformation journey. I bring you warm regards and well wishes from the board, management, and staff of the Uganda Communications Commission. I bring you especially regrets and salutations from the Acting Executive Director, who has not been able to join us today. As has been stated by the Principal and the Chairperson of the Governing Council, UCC and UICT have enjoyed a long-standing relationship which spans decades, with UCC being a founder, a home, a financer, an ardent supporter of UICT. So it is indeed a pleasure to join you today in this ceremony. We all recognize that ICTs have morphed from a specialized tool to a tool of daily use. And as such, the ITC sector provides an immense opportunity for socio-economic development, whether it is in service delivery, innovation, infrastructure development, entertainment, or capacity building. Modern technology is radically changing how we communicate, collect, store, use, and distribute information. This transformation is being driven by ICT, which allows entirely new ways of working, studying, playing, doing business in the physical and virtual worlds. In this regard, the government of Uganda has continually recognized ICTs as a key enabler for socio-economic growth. ICTs is one of the pillars of economic growth in Uganda's Vision 2040. Relatedly, the National Development Plan 3, through its digital transformation program, focuses on increasing national ICT infrastructure coverage, encouraging usage of ICT in national development and service delivery, promoting research and development of indigenous ICT products, and establishment of a conducive investment climate, among others. The ITC sector has further developed the Digital Uganda vision, which seeks to promote the development of a digitally empowered society with more services delivered and accessed electronically. This is expected to result in improved service delivery, greater and inclusive citizen participation, as well as improvement in the socio-economic well-being of the public. In Uganda, as is indeed the case elsewhere in the world, we live in an information society in which ICT is recognized as a valuable tool in shaping our plans and activities and helping us determine the correct or most effective strategies. This has been underscored by the unique challenges and opportunities brought about by COVID-19, the cyberspace and the related threats, big data and analytics, and also the resultant information and disinformation, among others. Like the rest of the world, therefore, we are adjusting to the new normal brought about by the COVID pandemic. ICTs have become more relevant as society transforms itself to rely more on ICTs for the day-to-day conduct of business and transactions. This is evidenced in the growth of e-services across all spheres of society, including the government. This is therefore the moment for the ICT sector to maximize its potential and cement its relevance. As UCC, we are cognizant of the fact that UICT is the only government-owned tertiary training institution that focuses on the middle cadre, provides practical ICT skills required in the ICT industry and the ICT technopreneur space. UCC recognizes the critical role that UICT is set to play in Uganda's digital transformation journey. Honorable Minister, it is for this reason that the Uganda Communications Commission, within its mandate, has embarked together with UICT on the implementation of the UICT Master Plan, which includes revamping UICT to transform it into a regional center of excellence that will continue to provide specialized training, research, ICT innovation, and education of the post-digital convergence era. The Commission is committed to supporting the establishment of a conducive learning and research environment at the institution through the state-of-art infrastructure. We are happy to note that recently the Commission supported UICT in a revamp of the classroom blocks and the specialized laboratories that are in use, and we will continue to contribute to the transformation of the image and the visibility of the institution. This is part of the mission to transform and position the Institute as a regional center of excellence. The Commission associates with the UICT vision to be a world-class center of excellence in ICT skills-based training, research, and innovation. We recognize, however, Honorable Minister, that the envisaged center of excellence can only be achieved through strong, productive, and mutually beneficial strategic partnerships and collaborations. For successful transformation to happen, the Institute will need adequate human resources, ICT infrastructure, and an enabling legal framework. We therefore take this opportunity, Honorable Minister, to encourage all our partners and stakeholders to join the ICT sector, UCC, and UICT in progressing towards this vision. Supported and nurtured, UICT will in turn be in a position to support the growth of the ICT sector competences and narrow the ICT skills gap in the country and region through training, research, and innovation. This should ultimately facilitate the development, operation, management, maintenance, and upgrade of ICT systems using locally groomed talent, which will help reduce the country's import bill for ICTs and boost local content in jobs, products, and solutions. Therefore, the Commission would like to take this opportunity to thank the Governing Council management and staff of UICT, and all the stakeholders that work closely with the institution, especially in this transformation journey. Honorable Minister, we take this opportunity to applaud the leadership of the ITC sector through your office, Honorable Sir, for all the support that you have given UICT in regaining its position as a key player in bridging the ICT skills gap and promoting the local content development through producing skilled graduates that are ready to serve the vast ICT market. To our graduates, you dear families, this is a special graduation, and we take this opportunity to congratulate you upon the successful completion of your studies in your respective diploma and certificate programs. The Institute has prepared you for the market by equipping you with the knowledge, skills, and values that should enable you to leverage the existing opportunities. So take the opportunity, go out there, innovate, provide solutions to our day-to-day challenges, and make a positive mark in society. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Take the step of faith and start the journey. As you now join the esteemed group of UICT alumni, always remember that you are our ambassadors, not only of the institution, but of the larger ICT family. God bless you all. Congratulations for God and my country. Honorable Minister, it is therefore my great honor and pleasure to invite the Permanent Secretary to make her remarks, and in turn to invite our honorable guest for today.
Honorable Minister, the Chair and Board, Governing Council, UICT, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am standing in for the PS and I'm a member of the Governing Council. My name is Katuku Gloria. I am honored to be here at this occasion of the 14th graduation ceremony of UICT. Congratulations, our graduates, for making it today. My prayer is that this journey you have begun bears fruit as you become source of gratification for your parents and yourselves. As we celebrate your hard work and achievements, allow me to pay tribute to all those that have selflessly supported you, your parents, your guardians, your sponsors, and all those that have touched you and for the reasons that you're here today. As you are aware, the theme for today is National Digital Transformation. As the youth of today, you compose the biggest number of youth in the history of the world. Whether this translates into the largest development, dividend of the largest development challenges in history will depend on how you graduates today, how you partake the world as you go out there. Fellow graduates, digital technologies can provide unprecedented solutions to address the fundamental needs of our society, which you, the graduates we are celebrating today and awarding, have shown potential in your various fields that you have done. I want to congratulate you. With those few remarks, allow me to invite the Honorable Minister, our guest of honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. Let me also recognize the Commissioner for Higher Education, Ministry of Education and Sports, the Chairman and board members, UCC, the Executive Director and the staff of UCC, the Executive Director, NITAU, the Executive Director, the National Council for Higher Education, the Chairperson, Engineer Edward Kasure, and members of the Governing Council, the Academic Board of this institute. Let me salute Dr. Frederick Togo, the Principal of this institute, and the other members of management and staff of UICT, our dear parents, sponsors, the guardians, distinguished graduates, the student community of UICT. I recognize the Guild President, Mr. Aine Edgar, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and I am recognizing the distinguished members, both those who are here physically, but also I know a number of them are participating virtually, given the environment in which we are operating of COVID-19. My name is Dr. Chris Bariomunsi, the Minister for Information, Communications Technology, and National Guidance, the government of Uganda. And I want to say that I'm extremely excited at being here this morning, turning into afternoon, and I address you and speak to you with a very positive frame of mind. Most often we say people should feel at home, but I'm not sure how people's homes are. So I can say feel at UICT, because for those who are not physically here, good things are happening at the institute, and therefore for those of you who are here and those following virtually, we say feel at the Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology, because it's a very happy moment, and all of us are excited at being here witnessing the 14th graduation ceremony. And I want to thank all of you that have turned up, and also thank those who are following the event virtually. And I know the students who are about to graduate must be anxious and excited, waiting for the hour for us to award them the various diplomas and certificates. And therefore, I want to tell you that after my remarks, the hour will come and you will get your certificates and diplomas. I am greatly honored for this opportunity to preside over the 14th graduation ceremony of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. The chairperson of the Governing Council and management, and indeed the leadership of this institute, I want to thank you for inviting me to grace this event as a guest of honor in my maiden days as new Minister for ICT and National Guidance. I want to thank you and salute you and appreciate your invitation to come and preside over this function. Today is the beginning of a new journey for our graduates, and everyone is excited about this virtual celebration. Ordinarily at graduation ceremonies, people assemble in big numbers. But let me implore everybody to appreciate that the environment is different. This is a new normal occasioned by the pandemic of COVID-19, and I want to salute the management of this institute for organizing this celebration, this ceremony because students must be having a lot of anxiety, especially when these issues of lockdowns and closing of schools came. Most of them have not been sure whether they will be awarded their diplomas and certificates, and therefore I want to thank you for organizing this function. Congratulations to our graduates for making it today, and my prayer is that this journey that you have begun becomes a stepping stone for you and becomes the source of gratification for your parents and guardians in the days to come. We now call you graduates, but shortly after, you will become graduates. The word graduand or graduate comes from a Latin word, gradus, which means a step. So graduating means you have made a step. You have moved from one level to another, and we pray and hope that that step you have taken will definitely speak to transformation of your own lives, but also transformation of society. As a minister in the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, the few months I have been in the ministry, I have been able to appreciate the good work being done by this institute. I have been here with my colleague leaders in the ministry for an orientation to know what the institute does, and we were impressed as leaders of the ministry, the zeal, the charisma, the commitment, the quality assurance furnace that the graduates go through in this institution. And we are confident that the graduates have been equipped with knowledge, with practical skills and competencies required for industry-ready talent, and we have laid down a solid foundation as we build for the future. You all know that within government, we are now emphasizing the teaching of science. Just the other day as a cabinet, we took a decision to raise the pay for public servants, starting with scientists. And there have been arguments and debates in the public. Why are you considering scientists first? And ICT is a science. And therefore, I congratulate all those who have pursued their studies in this science course of ICT, because we know science facilitates transformation, and therefore, as government, we prioritize science, but we are not forgetting the other disciplines. So we are starting with the raising pay for scientists, but eventually the other disciplines in the arts area we also get on board. And therefore I want to say, for our young people and all those who pursue the courses in ICT, they are on the right path in terms of what we think as a government. Allow me at this particular moment to congratulate the Governing Council members and management of this institute upon today's achievement of a virtual but well-organized 14th graduation ceremony, and the teamwork that has been exhibited in preparation for this function. And we want to thank you as a ministry for a well-organized function of today. I am happy to note that the Institute has been able to quickly pick up and adapt to open and distance e-learning to enable the candidates to complete their training and final examinations. Today, UICT has demonstrated that we can use the power of technology to keep teaching, examining, and graduating students, and I want to thank you. We all know that we are traditionally used to the pedagogical methods of instruction, where a teacher stands in front of students physically and teaches. That's the setup that many Ugandans are used to. But with the coming in of pandemics like COVID-19, we are now challenged to explore other ways of passing on knowledge, including online teaching, e-learning, and the other andragogical methods of instruction. And I want to salute UICT for showing us the way that you can still teach and pass on knowledge even when you are not physically interfacing with the learners. And we pick a very big lesson from this as government. And with these lockdowns and the closures of educational institutions, this is the way to go. And I want to assure you that as a ministry, as a government, we are committed to ensuring that we have an environment that enables functioning using technology. I know one of the questions Ugandans and students ask these days are issues of connectivity, issues of access to affordable internet in the different parts of the country, and we are working around the clock as a ministry to ensure that we extend all these services so that a student who is in Karamoja can pursue his or her degree online from there. A student who is in Koboko in Yumbe should be able to do his or her degree online. The same as Kisoro, Busia, any part of the country. We have huge plans of addressing this issue of broadband and connectivity and ensure that even business persons who want to trade online should be comfortably able to do that in any part of the country. And we salute you, UICT, for demonstrating this example that students can learn, they can do exams, even when they can graduate, even when they are not physically at campus here. And I want to thank you. So moving forward, government will continue to invest in ICT infrastructure and make this technology affordable so that students at higher institutions of learning are able to continue without disruption and can even make distance learning their choice. I know one of the questions Ugandans have asked me when I assumed the office was the issue of the cost of internet. And they have interacted with the learners. They say, oh, we are deep down in the Kabale, we are in Guru, we are in Soroti. But when we get online, there is interruption with the internet, but it's also costly. And we are working around this issue. I know internet now, with the leadership of Nita U, data is costing $70 per megabyte per second, but we are working around the clock to bring it down to affordable and manageable levels. So it's one area which we are working on as a ministry to make internet and connectivity much more affordable and available in all parts of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me pay accolade to all those that have selflessly supported our graduates, our parents, guardians, and sponsors, the reason we are all been able to come here today, and the reason why our students have been able to successfully complete their programs here at UICT. I come from the Ministry of Information, Communications Technology, and National Guidance. It's a ministry with a huge mandate dealing with the issues of information and communication. We are the spokesman of government. We handle the spokesmanship of government, but also in charge of communications technology, which is director of interest to this institute, but also the president gave us the responsibility of national guidance. Last night I was on UBC launching a new talk show on UBC, which is going to be dedicated on national guidance. And indeed, when you look at what's happening in our country, we need to strengthen this guidance so that we feel proud of being Uganda. Sometimes we emphasize areas which divide us, like political parties, religion, tribal and ethnic background, and other issues which divide us, instead of looking at ourselves as Ugandans and agreeing to fight for the common interest of Uganda as a country, given that our motto is for God and my country. And therefore, we are also going to strengthen areas of national guidance where we urge Ugandans to love themselves and also love their country, and that way we should be able to make a lot of progress in our socio-economic transformation drive. The mandate of the sector is to provide strategic and technical leadership, overall coordination, support and advocacy on all matters of policy, laws, regulations, and strategy for sustainable, effective, and efficient development, as well as harnessing and utilization of ICT in all spheres of life to enable the country achieve its development goals. In light of this mission and mandate, it is my pleasure to inform you and all those who are listening that over the past decade, the ICT sector has transformed this country from one of the least developed in the world to the fastest growing country in Africa. And documentation is available to show that Uganda is one of those fastest growing countries, and technology and ICT has played a very pivotal role in this transformation agenda. And we continue to address issues of technology and integrating all these innovations and emerging technologies into our development agenda. As we all know, technology is what is driving transformation and development, and we must be alert in order for the wheel of IT revolution not to leave us behind. To this end, the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance put in place a committee of experts that looks at these emerging technologies, and then they advise us on how to integrate them and mainstream them in our development work, looking at the emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, areas like Internet of Things, big data, robotics, blockchain technologies, supercomputing, nanotechnology, bioinformatics. All these emerging technologies are being studied, and we are being guided on how to bring them on board and ensure that we are part of the fourth industrial revolution. We know Africa and Uganda, we lost out on the past revolutions, but we are now alert, would want to move at the same pace with the rest of the world. And therefore, at an occasion like this, where our young people are graduating into these areas, we are very happy that we will be part of the ministry, part of the advice to government to see that we move faster with these technologies. ICT is one of the most competitive and fast-growing sectors in the country, and this is largely driven by telecommunications. Last year, Uganda advanced 5 places in the International Telecommunication Union's ICT Development Index, placing it 20th in Africa and second within the East African community. And this improved ranking was attributed largely to the rollout of ICT infrastructure by both the government and the private sector. And I want to tell you that we are going to invest more in the ICT infrastructure to cover the country, if not the bigger part of the country. The sector has continued to underpin Uganda's development by improving public and private sector services delivery, providing better access to information, knowledge, and communication, creating jobs, and reducing poverty and spurring economic growth by boosting exports. The ICT sector has grown by 19.7% on average each year since 2013, adding 2.5% annually to the country's gross domestic product. So the train of ICT revolution cannot be reversed, go back. We are moving forward with the ICT agenda, and I want to mobilize all of you to be part of this process so that we can have accelerated transformation facilitated by technology. This has greatly improved service delivery, which has contributed to national development. This is further manifested in reduced time to access services, transparency, reduction of human interaction, and accountability. For example, Uganda's e-immigration system has slashed the number of days to process a work permit to 4 from 30. So initially it was 30 days to process a work permit, but because of technology, this has been tremendously reduced to 4 days. And I could go on with many examples. More than 3 million work hours have been saved. Automated ordering and last mile delivery has improved the movement of goods from a transportation hub to the final delivery destination, such as ARV medication to treat HIV/AIDS. When we announced the lockdown and people were staying in homes and could not easily move, there was now that urge for people to gain digital literacy and even start ordering a number of things electronically. And the positive aspect of the COVID-19 pandemic has made people appreciate the need to be IT savvy and to use technology to do a lot of things. And therefore, we shall put in more energy and effort to ensure that technology and use of technology becomes part of the new normal as we move forward. Initiatives like electronic learning and the government Citizen Interaction Center, which let Ugandans provide feedback about their needs and opinions about service delivery, have compounded into improved literacy, inclusiveness, and participation by citizens and other stakeholders, which has greatly positively impacted national development. Today, the Institute was able to conduct this graduation during COVID-19 lockdown due to technology. I am sure 20 years or number of years back, we couldn't conduct this kind of graduation and students and other key stakeholders participate without physically being here. But with technology, people are all over the country participating in this graduation, and we thank ourselves for the step we have taken so far in terms of deepening the use of technology in Uganda. The Uganda Vision 2040 clearly stipulates that there is potential to deepen access to ICT infrastructure and affordable e-government services to provide automated government processes and interagency connectivity, to bridge the gap between industry and academia, as well as to enhance the commercialization of innovation, research, and development. And this is true for the other instruments that guide planning and development in Uganda: the Vision 2040, the National Development Plan 3, the NRI Manifesto. All these speak to the importance of developing technology and integrating technology in our day-to-day development initiatives. In order to achieve this vision, we need more innovations in technology, research, policy, and strategy. UICT the Uganda Institute of Communications Technology is one of the 9 institutions that make up the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance sector, and it is the only specialized ICT public tertiary institution accredited by the National Council for Higher Education in Uganda. Therefore, it is well positioned to contribute to this agenda through execution of its mandate of ICT skills-based training, research, and innovation. And I call upon parents and indeed Ugandans to send their children to this institute, because they will not go wrong. They will come out with the skills which are now needed in Uganda for our accelerated transformation. The ministry, in a bid to supplement the efforts of the Governing Council, UCC and management, is transforming this institute into a regional center of excellence. And we have included this objective among the key ICT sector priorities for 2020-21, 2024-25, to support the strengthening of the national ICT skills through certification, research, and innovation. So what it means, Chairman of the Governing Council and Principal, is that at our ministry, we prioritize this institute, and we are going to support you with resources and put more effort to transform this institute into a center of excellence. And therefore, you count on the ministry and count on government that we shall give you full support to transform into the position that you desire to be, and we make you a regional center of excellence where we shall be attracting students from even the wider East African community and beyond. The government of Uganda has supported the construction of the National Innovation Hub that will house 300 innovators located in the premises of the institute here at Nakawa, where we are, to enable the innovators get access to resources for training and incubation of their products as part of the National ICT Initiative Support Program. I am aware of the challenges that you face as an institute, which include, among others, inadequate funding for the implementation of the Master and Strategic Plan, the staff wage bill, inadequate human resource capacity, lack of getting a government subvention, and like I have said earlier, you are assured of our support, and as a minister responsible for you, we shall work with the wider government to address all these challenges as we prepare you to be a center of excellence in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this graduation is UICT support toward the national digital transformation journey, which emphasizes the importance of integrating mobile-enabled digital technology as a strategic, foundational enabler for development planning, driven practical skilling to close the ICT skills gap, and increasing service delivery. And this fits into the vision and mission of the wider government, and therefore we shall continue to support you, like I have said earlier on. Like any other sector, ICT has challenges which include low levels of digital literacy in the country, inappropriate and inadequate infrastructure, a great variance between what institutions teach and industrial requirements, the cost of internet, like I have commented earlier on, and all these challenges, we know them as government, and we are doing everything possible to address them. Lastly, let me address myself to the graduates. I once again want to congratulate the graduates upon reaching this day where you are going to be awarded your diplomas and certificates. I would like to inform the graduates that the era you have graduated in is a period of rigorous ICT transformation into the fourth industrial revolution, depicting highly sophisticated automation and connectivity through artificial intelligence, big data, and the other emerging technologies. And therefore, you couldn't have graduated at a better time, and we congratulate you. I congratulate you upon the outstanding achievement, and I encourage you to aim even higher. I know deep in your minds you are imagining great ideas of achievement in the future, but remember, it is your personal attributes of hard work, integrity, honesty, reliability, and interpersonal relationships that will bring some of your dreams to come true. Do not just prepare for white-collar jobs, but put to use the skills which you have acquired at this institute and use them to become job creators, use them to transform the world. It is Ngugi wa Thiong'o, that great writer, who said, education is useless if that education is not going to transform you as a person, but also transform the society where you live. And therefore, what we expect is that you put to use the skills, the knowledge, and education you have acquired to make the world better. And it goes, like I have said, beyond merely getting a diploma or a certificate, but your success is a combination of many attributes such as hard work. You can't get a diploma and sit at home without working hard, and you think you will succeed. So hard work, integrity, honesty, interpersonal relationships, all these speak to your ability to be successful in the future. We've been having a debate of honesty, integrity, ethics, professionalism, corruption in government. People think that corruption is within government alone. No, corruption is in society. And therefore, we encourage our young people, do not be driven by this urge of material wealth. When you get a job in the government or any other sector, at times you get our young people wanting to drive the same vehicle like I drive as a minister within 1 month. Or you also want to stay in a house like the principal stays in 1 month. That is what makes our people, including the government, at times misuse their offices and get into acts of corruption. So we call for honesty, that when you get a job, whether it's a white-collar job or any form of job, just be honest. Do your work diligently. Perform as you are expected. It's just a question of time. You will be successful. Now I'm speaking as a minister responsible for national guidance. I'm now guiding the young people that let us all strive to be honest, strive to be people of integrity, and will remain ethical in our places of work. I know majority of the graduating students are young people. As a medical doctor, I would like to once again caution that the challenges like HIV and AIDS still exist, because we've been overwhelmed with COVID-19, and sometimes there is a tendency to think that other diseases are not there. But it's our duty to remind you, as young people, even us who are adults, that we must continue to lead responsible lives, because we have sometimes graduated students posthumously, or students graduate and shortly after they die due to preventable diseases. Please keep safe wherever you are, safe from diseases like HIV and AIDS, safe from challenges like unwanted pregnancies for the case of our young girls, safe from COVID-19, which is the prevailing pandemic that has penetrated our society, so that you are able, you, your parents, and the benefactors can benefit from the sweat you have gone through here at the Institute to acquire these qualifications. I would like to once again remind Ugandans that the challenge of COVID-19 still exists. We have been guiding as a government, particularly through the Ministry of Health, that let's continue to observe SOPs. And I want to thank the Institute for organizing this graduation in a scientific way, where we have all remained conscious of the need to protect ourselves against COVID-19. In the same vein, let's continue putting on masks and put them on correctly. Let us continue to wash our hands and wash them with soap. We emphasize that because if you wash your hands with water in preventing COVID, it's as good as not washing hands. You must wash with soap, because if you look at the chemistry of soap, soap kills coronavirus, it kills the virus. So it is the soap which is most important in the washing, and therefore we urge you to wash your hands with water and soap, or use a sanitizer which is alcohol based in case you are able to have it, and also observe social distancing and avoid congregating in big numbers like we have done today, because graduation is ordinarily huge congregations, but we are here few physically, and the majority of those participating are participating virtually. So even when we are seeing declining infection rates of COVID-19, let's remain very cautious. We are taking steps as a government to announce more measures. For instance, the other day, I announced on behalf of government that we are going to be testing all the incoming travelers who are entering the country. Even if you are fully vaccinated, even if you present a negative PCR test, we shall still subject you to a test at the airport and the border points. Why? Viruses undergo what we call mutation. They change, and you get new variants, new mutants. Last time when we had the second wave, which killed many Ugandans, it was because incoming travelers came with a Delta variant, which originated from India. When we tested people at the airport, those who were coming, up to 700 travelers between the first wave and second wave tested positive. When we did what we call genetic sequencing, because you test positive, but we subject that sample to more detailed testing to identify which strain or type of corona. These people who were testing COVID positive had the Delta variant, and this is what occasioned the second wave that killed many Ugandans. Now, globally, there is a new saturating variant called the Mu variant. We have not yet detected it in Uganda. We would want to keep it away, and that's why we are taking these drastic measures to test everybody who comes into the country, inconveniencing as it may be, but is aimed at protecting all of us, because we wouldn't want to witness the kind of wave which we saw in May, June, and the other parts of July, where we lost many Ugandans, where our hospitals were full beyond capacity, where the private sector health facilities were getting full and charging astronomically. And you remember that challenge of lack of oxygen, where there were more ambulances on the streets than other vehicles, So we are trying to avoid that situation. We have also announced that the testing is going to be made more affordable and will be done by government at a reduced cost of $30 instead of the $65 which we are paying right now. So when you hear these drastic measures, you just know that we would want to protect ourselves against this challenge of COVID-19. We have discussed the opening of schools and educational institutions, and in the course of next week, the President will communicate to the country about the opening of institutions, but I can upfront say we have already set the dates and timelines when educational institutions are going to open, and we shall start with universities and tertiary institutions like this one, and then the secondary and primary schools will follow later, but the President will announce the dates. I don't want to preempt his address to the country. That will be done early next week. With that, I want to thank you very much once again, pledge that the ministry and indeed the government prioritizes this institute, and we shall do whatever is possible and necessary to support you to grow into a center of excellence. And once again, I congratulate the graduates who are about to receive their certificates and diplomas, and urge Ugandans to send their children here at the Institute to get the skills which we badly need as a country in order to have accelerated socio-economic transformation. I thank you very much as we build a knowledge and productive society driven by ICT and national ideology for God and my country. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Okay, another round of applause for the Honorable Minister. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. In the interest of time, let me invite the academic registrar to invite the heads of department to read out the names for the graduates.
Thank you very much, MC. The guest of honor, sir, all protocol observed, I take the honor to invite the head of ICT to present to you the graduates that have satisfied the requirements for the award of diplomas and certificates in ICT and engineering department. Thank you.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the diploma in electrical electronics engineering or Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Akankwatsa Ujin, Achelam Isaac Ivan, Adipa Emmanuel, Akena Onespro, Aloyo Juliet, Angei Betty, Anyanzu Brian Waigo, Anyego Oscar, Bakaboine Don Humphrey, Baguma Richard, Batua Eric, Bira Bridget, Wire Desmond Wafula, Derek James Modi Kenyi, Engmao Jotham, Gimenyi Andrew Dennis, Higenyi Emmanuel Collins, Isinde Alan, Kababito Shamim, Kakwera Dina, Komugasha Honest, Kanyike Isaac, Katumba Trevor, Kavule Vincent, Chigwe Lawrence Musisi, Kikwanguyira George William, Kimoga Christopher, Kiseka Douglas, Kiseka Marvin Rukundo, Chizito Osman, Kukundakwe Saisa, Kwai John Asiu, Lugemwa Emmanuel, Lugombu Najibu, Lumara Alan, Amakosia Gilbert, Masago Rose Felix, Masiko Nicholas, Matolano Martin Mugabi, Mbazira Alex, Mubiru Jacob, Mugoya Nicholas, Muhindo Jedrin, Mulindwa Ismail, Mulunji Samuel, Muto Mike, Nakamate Catherine, Nakisje Priscilla, Namusoga Susan, Namutebe Maria G, Kata Rogers, Ochaya Dennis, Ochira Bosco, Okelo Lambert Okoid, Okiria John, Omadi David, Omul Maxwell, Onyango Morrissey, Otim Bosco, Sanya Collins Frederick, Sebabi Peter, Sechide Drake Levy, Semugere Nicholas, Senengo Gideon, Seremba Shannon, Talisima Calvin, Tumwisje Alan, Watmon Shafiq, and Yusuf Ismail.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the Diploma in Electronic Engineering of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Diploma in Telecommunications Engineering of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Ainembabazi Lois, Aisu Amos, Anasi Benon Baluku, Awori Gloria Alleluia, Basima Lawrence, Chemaswet T. Arafa, Eguma Godfrey, Emesu George William, Eron Oumo Gideon, Kasimbi Emmanuel, Chigomo Andrew, Kim Jim, Kotienga Dafi Otieno, Kubikanabia Kellen, Chomuka Maimodan, Makubuya John Mary, Maserika Landus, Mayemba Peter, Mugabo Somers, Mugisha Rita, Mukonde Richard, Mwanga Julius, Mwanguzi Kelon, Nachanzi Natalia Kate, Nalubuga Margaret, Nwabimanya Kenneth, Oboya Justin, Ojilong Joel, Ojune Derek, Okelo Lamek, Olara Paul Brian, Omirambe Rogers, Omona Anthony, Omule Brian Frederick, Opio Charles Okonye, Owori Aramazani, Rojumba John Mary Precious, Ramuguma Derek, Sendege Dennis, Tandeka William, Walusa Gilliam, and Zagaria Amoni.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the Diploma in Telecommunications Engineering of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Diploma in Computer Technology of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Karugaba Stefan and Mugisha Deo.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the Diploma in Computer Technology of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Diploma in Information Technology for Science of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Adur Jennifer, Aimbisibwe Tony, Batusa Job Stephen, Egesa Brian Julius, Enzama Robert, Erimu Nelson, Gombe Joel Matovu, Juko Abe Serwanga, Kabasa Eric Alan, Kabubi Derek, Kamugisha Ibrahim, Kamukama Prince, Karuhanga Andrew Bagenda, Kasozi Raymond, Kawala Dokas Masi, Kazoba Maria Pauline, Kewaza Dennis Mayanja, Kanakwa Cecilia, Kijali Timothy, Lubega Kefa, Lubega Thomas, Lubwama Marvin, Lucky Jimmy Boroa, Luwaga John, Makumbi Robert, Mbazira Alex, Mubiru Moses, Mutalaza Caroline, Mutumba Ronald, Muwoya Arthur, Nabire Rachel, Namumbia, Nalweiso Stella, Nansubuga Tendo Immaculate, Ndaula Peter, Oboran Nathan, Ucheger Abraham, Ojambo Emmanuel, Onapa Eric, Ouma Collins, Saka Spencer Mark, Senkumbi Maverick Mark, Serebe Nasa, Tumugabire Mariana, Twetese John Peter, Vubia Drake, and Wamukota Wilson.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the Diploma in Information Technology for Science of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of Diploma in Information Technology for Business of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Achen Laureen Josephine, Achoyo Brenda, Akelo Maria Goretti, Asibazu Arnold, Asiku Innocent Aluma, Asingwire Brenda, Asio Elizabeth Akanga, Atim Donna Belmos, Babalanda Rijan, Bagalia Derek, Bongomin Peter, Buteme Rose, Cheptai Kerin, Gumisiriza Gloria, Ichemo Linda Miriam, Kabagambe Padi, Kaima Amuza, Kakande Abdul Nasa, Karasira Gerald, Kemanzi Eridad, Chitio Moses, Kunihira Lukia, Kuzwa Adio Mercy, Chisa Jordan Innocent, Lugenda Joseph, Manzi Alvin, Metaloro Bashir, Mugisha Nixon, Muhumuza Douglas Marvin, Muhumuza John, Mukatere Franco, Muruye Steven, Musinguzi Bright Victor, Mutashaba Derek, Mwima Brenda Egula, Nabudua Faith, Nabukalu Loretta, Nadamba Bena, Nakaima Sara, Nakanwaji Mildred Mirembe, Nachimuli Kevron, Nampija Juliet, Namubiru Beki, Nasasira Charity, Glunziza Shaban, Nyasande Esther, Obonyo Martin, Okumu Brian, Okwere Lucy, Olowo Lawrence, Onen Brian, Ongom Ambrose, Opesen Emmanuel, Opio Daniel, Otim Michael, Otulem Lazarus, Pande Lawrence, Sanyu Immaculate, Segane Alan, Sempeyo Brian, Semugwere Isaac, Student Annunciata, Tasis Ibrahim Niro, Tumukunde Desire, Tumuramies Philip, Kwebaze Anthony, Ulul Emmanuel, Wandeka David Gerald, and Winnie John Sagatho.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the Diploma in Information Technology for Business of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Higher Education Certificate in Physical Sciences Engineering of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Apollo Claire Sandra, Apollo Joanita, Ayine Edgar, Masiko Derek, Muchisa Peace Mugaya, Mukinga Abednego, Nabulime Florence Angel, Nachsui Charity, Omara Daniel Oriema, Tukube Emmanuel, Wajaba Eric, and Wamema Joshua Dixon.
I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon being awarded the Higher Education Certificate in Physical Sciences Engineering of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
And finally, Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidate who has satisfied the requirements for the award of the Certificate in Information and Communications Technology of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Namuduma Doreen.
I congratulate that person whose name has been read upon being awarded the Certificate in Information and Information Technology of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Our guest of honor, sir, all protocol observed, I have the honor to invite the head of management to present to you the graduates that have satisfied the requirements for the award of diplomas and certificates.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Diploma in Business Administration of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Adongo Sharon, Ainembaba's Sharon, Akankwasa Evelyn, Aridongo Harriet Kamudu, Amo Shira, Oporot Gloria, Ayeramwire Francis, Ayo Jennifer, Engambu Eric, Ichureti Emmanuel, Imotoko Thomas Asa, Kamara Christine, Chibuka Rachel, Chifiko Deborah, Chintu Sharifa, Kodjendo Christine, Mbeda Sharon, Mugarura Reni, Mutoni Jacqueline, Mwanga Eddie, Nabasa Nelson, Navirie Kedra, Najemba Reste, Najuka Goroth Maria, Nakawes Sheila, na Mwanje Nusura, na Chito Bitamisi, na Nsuga Patricia, na Siwa Peace, na Ziwa Harriet Daphne, ni Msima Miria, Nusrat Etishu, Nyakato Christine, Nyakechwa Immaculate, Emilikoro Shadrach, Engeje Jackson Peter, Onziru Christine, Tuhirirwe Josephine, Tuonjirwe Anita, and Ochakoni Felix.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the Diploma in Business Administration of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Diploma in Records and Archives Management of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Achen Freda Omara, Agumo Harriet, Akajoti Beatrice, Aribayagade Kursum, Ariru Sylvia, Ongwech Sharon, Ankwasa Barbara, Opio Gloria Daniela, Atim Rhoda, Athire Mary, Etiang Faith Nora, Aor Gloria, Chepkurui Phyllis, Irumba Timothy, Chisache Judithi, Mbazira Habib, Mubanjizi Hans, Mubala Nicholas, Mugozangane Jonan, Muyinda Joel, Naguti Grace, Nakagwa Sharifa, Nakato Proskovia, Natsozi Jariet, Narwanga Debra, Namgere Mary, Namreme Harriet, Namsore Rachel Esther, Ndagire Harriet, Nakesa Rebecca, Ninsima Doreen, Nyapendi Joyce Robina, Sendagie Fred Chwanuka, Oporot Simon Peter, Atim Abel Sande, Twani Teddy, Wafura Robert, Waiswa Ibra, and Yiga Henry Mrindwa.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the Diploma in Records and Archives Management of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Diploma in Procurement and Logistics Management of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Afayo Derek, Aro Christine, Awori Mase, Baguma Moses, Cheine Alan, Lamunu Lina, Meduru Shaban, Muhanguzi Ezra, na Bido Sharifa Mukasa, na Chigude Dafin, na Skusa Sharon, Ngati Godfrey, Nwankunda Sara, Ochom Manuel, Oranya Stephen, Omunuk Abra, and Price Lisa.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the Diploma in Procurement and Logistics Management of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Higher Education Certificate in Humanities Business of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Achako Diana, Ainimbabazi Gloria, Okwanya Morgan, Aleka Tabisa, Bienjeru Shamusa, Gahura Timo At Anthony, Juliana Andrew Samuel, Kabugo Annette, Katsime Irene, Kiprotich Victor, Muturu Maureen, Mugaba Flavia, Muro Muhammad, Nagoji Angela, Narvega Yvonne, Narumas Mire Edina, Namuteti Wasani, Nagori Aran Eric, Nyanga Richard, Odongo Tone, Ojangore Peter, Semanda Edgar Matambi, and Wato Godfrey.
I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon being awarded the Higher Education Certificate in Humanities Business of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Higher Education Certificate in Humanities, Library and Information Science of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Akite Irini Oyena, Gabura Musa Ashraf, Chisache Esther, Ruum Charles, and Nayevare Meran.
I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon being awarded the Higher Education Certificate in Humanities and Library Information Science of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Certificate in Business and Management Studies of Uganda Institute of Information and Communication Technology. Kasozi Patrick Kom and Naziwa Martha.
I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon being awarded the Certificate in Business and Management Studies of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the certificate in Library and Information Science of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Asiyo Mary, Atulinda Praise, and Navidio Sharon.
I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon being awarded the certificate in Library and Information Science of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the certificate in Business and Management Studies of Uganda Business and Technical Examination Board. Masibo Faith, Cheka Roy Sandra, Asidu Joel, Mbabas Vivian, Namata Asha, Salim Ali, Ogeneros Janet, Oruka Stephen, and Mukua Nomem Azida.
I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon being awarded the certificate in Business and Management Studies of Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board.
And finally, Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the National Certificate in Records and Information Management of Uganda Business and Technical Examination Board. Asimire Mariat, Bamwebaze Paula, Chandru Basura Joyce, Rutaro Julius, Nachuendo Ndagire Donat, Nchizi Rashida, Nanyunja Sara Elon, and Taka Madina Anayo.
I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon being awarded the National Certificate in Records and Information Management of Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board.
Our guest of honor, sir, all protocol observed, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates who have obtained Class 1 distinction of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Diploma in Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Mulungi Samuel, Omul Maxwell, and Watom Shafiq. Diploma in Information Technology for Science, Ezema Nobat, Karuhanga Andrew Bajenda, Navilie Rachel, Namumbia, Saka Spencer Mark, Tumugavire Milian, Vubia Drake. Diploma in Information for Business, Tumwebazi Anthony, and Diploma in Records and Archives Management, Mazira Habib and Achen Frida Omara. National Certificate in Records and Information Management, Wubuteb Program, Asimire Mariat and Chandiru Basuru Joyce. Our guest of honor, the Institute organized a small token to appreciate our dear students in the category of Class 1 distinction for their excellent performance. But in the interest of time, I will allow only our overall best student, who is Mulungi Samuel, to come forward to be recognized by the guest of honor.
I congratulate all those persons whose names have been read upon obtaining a Class 1 distinction of Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology.
Once again, another round of applause for the Honorable Minister for performing such a noble function. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for ICT and national guidance. Ladies and gentlemen, we are soon coming to the end of this function, and before I call the guest of honor to dissolve this congregation, this is guidance. As after the dissolving of the congregation, we shall follow the procedure, and we shall start with this table here, which has the guest of honor and the entourage. Then after, we shall be followed by members of the academic board and governing council seated there. Then we shall be followed by members of staff. Then we shall be followed by the students. Then later on, the speaker who carried the mess. That is going to be our order. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to invite the Minister for ICT and National Guidance to dissolve this congregation.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Let me take the opportunity to thank all of you who have participated in this event, both physically, for those of you who are here, and also the many friends and partners and stakeholders, including graduates who've been following virtually through television and live streaming. And we want to once again congratulate our now graduates who have attained the diplomas and certificates. And we wish you God's blessings and wish you the best as you start a new journey of transforming yourselves and transforming the society where we live. So thank you very much, the management and leadership of UICT. And finally, by virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I dissolve this congregation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Minister for ICT, for dissolving this congregation. We shall remain standing and we shall have the national anthem. First of all, we shall have the East African anthem. Then after, we shall have the Uganda anthem. East Africa first, then we shall have the Uganda anthem, then we shall have the Thank you so much, band. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the function, and I request the guest of honor and the peers and the entire entourage on this side to leave the table through a procession. So we shall take that route. We shall take this route. Band, please, you can play some music as they are leaving. We shall take that route. Thank you. As we are proud, the guest of honor for performing such a noble function. Thank you so much, guest of honor. With the humility, we thank you so much for performing this function of presiding over the 14th Congregation UICT. Thank you so much. As members of Academic Board and Governing Council, you can join in. Thank you so much. Okay. The teaching staff and members of management, please join in. The student leaders, please join in. Wow. The speaker, please don't forget the mess. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for attending this function. Yes, we are sorry for any inconveniences. We are sorry for what has not come out through right. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Just an announcement. I'm told that those ones, or those graduates who got a first class, okay, you can talk to Madam Margaret there. She has something for you. Otherwise, congratulations. Thank you, media team, from both UKD and UBC. Thank you. We are proud of you. May God bless you. Thank you so much, Lydia and your team. Thank you, staff, organizing team. May God bless you. See you again. Thank you so much.